In the soft tech competition for classes 11th and 12th, that is college students, 59 teams comprising 2 students each, the participants created a standard web browser. To make their software appear attractive, the participants used graphics, sound, music, etc., displaying their creative skills besides the knowledge of computer. And friends, watch on the juniors quiz. Out of the 51 teams, 6 teams qualified for the final round conducted by renowned quizmaster Mr. Rohit Nair, wherein the students put up an outstanding display of their knowledge of computers.
Open the world of multimedia. Meet the new Nokia N.
I'm looking for a plane. Linux, passing you. Team.
Finland.
Explain.
Linus Torvald is of nationality Finland. Internet access is a fundamental right of Finland. Nokia is of Finland and Rovio is of Finland.
Nokia is a river in Finland after which the company is named. And Rovio is the maker of?
Rovio is the founder.
What does Rovio make?
Angry Birds.
And it is based out of Finland. So your answer is Finland.
Yeah.
Super! We connected every dot on that question. Finland. Question 2.
Sony.
Give me a connection.
Masaru Ibuka and Akio Morita, founders of Sony.
Okay.
Sony Walkman.
Okay.
Sony Camera.
Okay.
And
what's the brand? Sony what? Okay, it's okay.
Sony.
And?
And Deepika Padukone, brand ambassador, Sony India.
Fantastic! 10 points to you. Sony is an answer, is what we were looking for.
Friends, we shall bring to you more on these lively competitions tomorrow, same time, same channel. The raw material for information revolution is brain power, which is available in plenty in most of the educational institutions. Today, friends, let us get a glimpse of plenty of innovative competitions that took place in COFAS 2012. School is a heaven on earth. And at City Montessori School, this philosophy guides the CMS education to lay lot of emphasis on human and spiritual education to teach our children to have commitment towards the whole of humanity.
पवित्र है वो चरित्रवान ही यहाँ महान है.
Day 2 of the competitions began with the lamp lighting ceremony along with the chief guest Dr. Amrita Das, Chairperson and Managing Director ICS Education Limited. Founder Manager, City Montessori School, Dr. Jagdish Gandhi, introduced the chief guest and threw some light on CMS School's educational edifice on God is one, religion is one, and mankind is one, and school strives to mold its students to be ideal world citizens committed to the credo, Earth is but one country, and mankind its citizens. The school's commitment to this philosophy is reflected in its motto, Jai Jagat, that is, glory be to the world.
Chief Justices and Judges They come in large numbers from various countries of the world every year in this hall. This year again, in the month of December, we are going to have the 13th annual International Conference of Chief Justices and Judges of the world. Judges and Chief Justices from many countries assemble here, and they are discussing Article 51. This article says the state shall endeavor, state will make an endeavor, an earnest endeavor to promote international peace and international security. Peace in the whole world and security for the whole world. This is what is the goal which has to be achieved. And this goal can be easily achieved by children if they imbibe this constitutional provision in their minds. B, first respect, B, encourage, state shall endeavor to promote international peace and security, maintain just and honorable relations between nations. That means the state shall maintain honorable relations and just relations with all the countries in the world. All the countries should have just relations and honorable relations with each other. And third thing is, first, a respect for international law. There should be law for the whole world, and there should be respect for the law. That means every country, every citizen should respect the international law. Nobody should break the law. If anybody breaks the law, he can be punished. So, nobody should be allowed to break the law. There should be one law for the whole world. Even if there is a very powerful country, if they are doing anything wrong, even the country can be punished. So there should be respect for international law. And D says, encourage settlement of international disputes by arbitration. How we are settling our disputes? India and Pakistan, Israel and Palestine, Iran and Iraq, South Korea and North Korea. So many disputes are there in this world, and the disputes are being settled by armies and by armaments. But that is wrong. Disputes should not be settled by armies or armament, but should be settled by arbitration. Dr. Amrita Das is a leading educationist and a career consultant of our country, a renowned career consultant of our country. She is the founder director of ICS International, established in 1985, and has the distinction of pioneering the career counseling and guidance services in the country. She is also the chairperson and managing director of ICS Education Limited. Dr. Das is a consultant for a number of leading schools of the country. She has also designed and conducted numerous training programs on leadership for educational leaders, focusing on leadership in education and on excellence in education for teachers. In addition, she has conducted leadership programs for corporates, both national and multinationals. She is a columnist for many leading newspapers of the country and writes on a wide range of educational career and leadership issues.
Chief guest Dr. Amrita Das, who runs an institute for career counseling in schools for education, also through her columns in prominent English dailies, have been mobilizing a think tank cum knowledge hub of various career options to choose from based on one's caliber, both nationally as well as internationally. In her very engaging and pleasant style, she spoke on the importance of computers in today's technological world.
In a decade from now, all of you will be in leading positions of an increasingly globalized world. I want to tell you that you have huge responsibility because computers and internet can do immense good. They can also do immense harm, as we witnessed recently. So what is important is to be responsible. we have this enormous responsibility to drive this very powerful tool in a way that it benefits humanity rather than create conflict. We have to approach it with a lot of respect for our fellow human beings. And then we can have a golden age in our midst. In August, when we had Curiosity landing on Mars, thousands of people across the world were connected, and they interacted with each other as Curiosity landed and expressed their views. This is part of global citizenry, the connectedness, this bond. And I want to say at the outset that high tech should not overtake high touch. High touch should precede high tech. By high touch, I mean a concern, a respect for our fellow human beings, for our brothers and sisters. There's this wonderful joke where a student came home and her father said, "What happened in school today?" And she says, "Dad, read my blog. You'll also find it on Facebook." Now that shows that the kind of human communication that makes a difference is taking a back seat. Facebook is important, blogging is important, tweeting is important.
On that very highly motivating talk began the day's round of competitions with the preliminary written round of quiz contest for the college section. Teams comprising 2 students participated, and finally 6 teams were chosen for the final round. In the main auditorium was held the turncoat event for the school section. This is a very interesting event in which students are given a topic an hour in advance, in which they prepare to speak both for and against the topic in a stipulated time. Watch on our young intelligent minds at work.
Whether liquid or solid, for his patients. Science helps in many ways. Fuels are produced with chemical substances, which is science. Without science, the world would have been another place to be. I also speak for the motion that says science is a bad master. With science, people produce drugs which are harmful to the body.
3 minutes and 8 seconds.
So we'll move on to the next participant of the day, I05. Is a participant here? Yeah. I05, and his topic for the day is global warming, a figment of our imagination. Global warming, a figment of our imagination.
The best example for true character is Mother Nature, as she still continues to serve that same human who tends to destroy her. Ladies and gentlemen, respectful panel of judges, and my dear fellow COFAS participants, today I will be talking on global warming, a figment of our imagination. Well, needless to explain what is global warming. Some may say that it is the rising of the Earth's temperature, and some may say it's the effect of the depletion of the ozone layer or rising of carbon dioxide, and many more definitions. But, ladies and gentlemen, it's very sad to say that though how much we know about global warming, it's still up here. It's still in our imagination, and the actions that should have been taken to prevent this cause is still in the minimum level. First of all, I would like to ask some questions. First, it's from the students. Do you put your toffee wrapper to recycling garbage, or do you just put it to a normal garbage pit you see, or do you just throw it to the road? Well, the easy answer, the easy way, is you just throw it somewhere you look. And the second question is from my dear parents and dear teachers. Do you have a compost pit at your home? Do you put your kitchen waste daily to your compost pit? No. And that is why that I say that global warming, the idea of global warming is still in our minds. But Mr. Jagdish Gandhi clearly said in his speech, and I really recognized it, that man is a rational being. He can choose the good from bad, and he can act accordingly. And I'm very happy to say that today the human has taken that one step forward. He has passed that industrial age where humans only considered about the good for himself. He has now started to take steps to save our planet.
Censorship is a necessary change. I ask a very simple question to one and all present here. How many of you know about the Mumbai terror attacks? How many of you know about the Mumbai terror attacks? I guess all. The media was showing all the information about the strategies and policies of the Indian people, and the terrorists sitting in their safe places were knowing the policies and strategies of Indian cops. Students spend their time today recklessly on stupid channels which are fulfilling their minds with all unworthy stuffs. Every morning, children in school love discussing what happened on Gumrah or MTV rather than what happened on Discovery or national television. The media scares. I repeat, scares the people by sitting an astrologer who tells you his luck, and unfortunately, he doesn't know what is going to happen to him the very next minute. This is not enough. This is not enough. The media shows murders, scams, assaults in an exaggerated way. They show you ghost stories. Well, no one can sleep after seeing them, if at all you see them. Turncoating. The British censored the media in India through the Vernacular Press Act. And there was hue and cry all around. If the media is censored again, I will say that the government is ruling over us, and we are not living in a democratic setup. We live in a democracy where every citizen has a right to speech. We are taking away this right from them if we are censoring this media. Media has to pay a tax for being genuine and eminent. It will be like politicians do scams after scams, scams after scams, and the media has got no right to show them. I agree, some programs are not meant for children, but that doesn't mean they're not meant for anyone. Are these children not under parental supervision? People say that if media is censored, it is not stopped, and ultimately it will go and show you something or the other. Who will censor the media? Who will censor the media? The executive? Who are the politicians? Will they allow the media to show the scams that they have done? It is but obvious. They will not allow the media to show the scams that they have done because no one likes to hit the axe on his very leg. With this I end, and now it's upon you, the citizens in a democracy, to decide whether the media should be censured or not. Thank you.
Statistics. 1958, the first ever computing device is created. The scenario says 70% of the people in most of the countries are employed. 2004 to 2008, fast processing devices, high-speed networking, and social networking sites come into action. Result, crisis hits on England and such other countries. More and more companies opt for machines, computers, rather than humans. They emphasize on computerization than employment of humans, and it leads to unemployment of most of the categories of people. Now, these companies are computerized to 80% extent, and they become completely high-tech. They are not doing anything wrong. Why flow against this stream when it is better to flow with it? They support computerization and go with it. And as a result, employment is banished and unemployment prevails. Turn quoting. A coin tossed in the air is useless if it is one-faced. Same way, computerization has not only brought unemployment, but has also emphasized on bringing employment to the major segments of the people. A new sector, a new era of computers, the IT sector, is born. More and more companies increase their numbers of branches, and this leads to employment. Right from 1958, when these computing devices were created, people were in need of masters, the engineers of these devices, and they found such in humans. This created a field for humans to open up, a new field where opportunities were endless, ladies and gentlemen. Result again, employment, computerization, more and more opening of MNCs. And as I emphasize upon those companies who develop such instruments, the computers, when people need it. These companies are increasing in number, they are increasing in the IT sector, and as a result, more and more humans, engineers, and software developers are being needed. What does this mean, ladies and gentlemen? It means employment, employment, and employment. This computerization era has truly proved to be a boon for mankind in every aspect possible. Then how can we as humans say that this computerization leads to unemployment?
Nature is our mother, the land, her lap, the flowers, the birds, her sweet lovely kiss, and it teaches some or the other through every element of it. It is a gentle companion as well as a powerful weapon. And so I believe the more the humans, the better it is for the world. Therefore, speaking strictly for the notion that population is an advantage, not a problem. Well, in my opinion, population is the biggest and most useful resource. So it's simple that if population will be more, then resources will be more, leading to a great leap in the development of our country. A living example is China. It is the country with the biggest or largest population and is leading among various aspects when compared with other countries. But the point should be noted that each and every person should be cared for their education, their health, their lifestyle, etc. I'm sure that God gifts every person with one or many talents, and this population helps in creating and inventing new things, which of course leads to an increase in their as well as the entire country's development. Therefore, I would like to quote that the world is very different now, for man holds in his hands the power to establish human poverty and all forms of human life, since men often become what they believe themselves to be. Each and every coin has two faces. Similarly, each and everything in this world has its advantages as well as its disadvantages. So, I would like to turn my quote. I am strictly against the notion that population is an advantage and not a problem. This time, I'll not share things about another country, but my own. Let us visualize once a picture of India. I'm sure that we will visualize a corner where the people are poor. They don't have enough money to eat, to wear. They don't have own proper houses or a place for shelter. It is not necessary that each and every person in the world is rich. So do you think that an increase in the population is an advantage? Of course not. What is the use of a fine and beautiful house if there is no tolerable planet to put it on? So, increasing population has a lot of harmful effects. If population will increase, sites for building houses will also increase, leading to a great decrease in the forest areas, or number of trees, also known as deforestation. So, I think that till now it must be clear to each and every one of you that population is not at all an advantage, but a very big and serious problem. Thank you.
And friends, the final round of quiz for college section conducted by the quizmaster Mr. Rohit Nair. Enjoy.
Looks familiar.
Ankit Fadia.
Who is Ankit Fadia?
One of the ethical hackers from India.
Ethical hackers? What is an ethical hacker now?
Somebody who wants to protect against hacking by knowing hacking actually.
Oh man, everybody who sits on table number 2 seems to know a lot about hacking. But for the time being, they'll get 10 points. Jamshedpur with Ankit Fadia and ethical hacking. The question is, who is she?
So, Annie Mulcahy.
Who?
Annie Mulcahy.
Annie Mulcahy. Good, you only thought you knew her. Huh? Otherwise, we would have had a problem. You would have gone to the wrong lady. Passing you, Team F.
Marissa Mayer, she's the new CEO of Yahoo.
Do you know anything more about her?
She used to work for Google.
Okay, anything else?
I know, but I don't think I should
No,
say
you
it.
should tell us. We are waiting to listen.
I'm fine.
He seemed to know her so well. No, tell us. I'm very curious. Sir. Phone number. Interesting. 10 points to him, the guy who knows everything about Marissa Mayer, the new CEO of Yahoo. Simple one. What is this?
Wikipedia logos in different languages. It's the Wikipedia globe. It's the whole globe is stretched out as a map.
It's the flattened Wikipedia globe.
Yes.
10 points to Meerath and 5 points to Team B because they were almost there. They didn't get the exact answer.
WebTech for the School section tested the computer-aided design skills in students. Watch on this highly interactive learning tool for children.
We can drag widgets and choose from the widget library.
Just open the jQuery, which is displaying the top banner. We want to show the query. We want to see the query actually.
By dragging and drop, then changing some sources of picture from something called widget library.
What is difference between PNG file and JPG file?
The transparency in PNG. Okay. And PNG is greater than JPG in size.
What is the resolution of the page?
Resolution of the page is 1366 into 966 pixels.
In the computer visit competition for the college section, teams were given 5 problems to which they had to give programming solutions. A superlative competition that shows organization of the mind, of the memory, and of the imagination. While the intellectuals were involved in the cutting-edge quizzing, the creative lot were enjoying developing animations on Flash multimedia in the Flash Tech competition for the school's